I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for a couple of days visiting family, but of course, I'm going to sneak away and do a little bit of thrifting. Check that. We're going to do a lot of thrifting. I'm going to take you to a bunch of thrift stores. I'm going to show you every single thing I pick up to resell on eBay and Poshmark, and I'm going to take you to a couple of really cool spots here in Winston. Let's go. It's a beautiful day here in Winston-Salem, and actually, if you look behind me right here, these trees already have some flowers on them, so we're getting into spring. It's like 75 degrees this weekend in Winston-Salem. If you know, I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, up in the mountains, so Winston-Salem is down in the Piedmont or the foothills, so we have to come down the mountain, so to speak, to get here. It's usually 4 or 5 degrees warmer here. If you've ever been in North Carolina before and you've been to the bigger cities like Charlotte and Raleigh, Winston-Salem to me is just a place that's a little bit slower, it's a little bit more historic, and therefore it has more interesting architecture. Anyway, we're outside of our first stop here. This is Mega Thrift. Let's get after it. All right, we got 50% off the Amarillo tag, the yellow one. So trigger warning, this place tends to be pretty expensive, so before you get all bent out of shape about high prices, we're gonna see some high prices. I've been here about a dozen times before. It's probably been maybe a year since the last time I was here. I will say I do get some really good finds at this place because I think the high prices scare a lot of resellers away. So I found some cool stuff. Last time I was here, I found some vintage silver tabs. I found Burberry Brit here before, so let's dig in. So right away we got some Levi's here. So Levi's 502s, you know I buy and sell a lot of Levi's. $7.99 on these, so that'll be too much. Typically my max is like $5 or $6 for Levi's, so we'll leave those behind. They're nothing special. Here's another pair of Levi's 512, $29.30, and $8 on those, so we'll leave those behind. All right, we got more Levi's. This is a 501 right here. They look like they're in good shape. Boy, that's a long inseam too, it looks like. So what do they want on these? $10, which is a little steep, so even they know to price up the 501s. That typically is like a right around 2010 sort of tag. And let's see what they are. So this is gonna be 08 was when these are made, so not quite vintage, but I could still sell them as Y2K. 10 is steep for me for 501s. I usually pass on them, but because I can put that Y2K label on these, and because it's size 36 inseam, I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab these. So they're size 34, 36 right there. So we're gonna grab them. $10 is a little steep. I should be able to sell those for upwards of 25, maybe closer to 30. Actually, there's more Levi's right behind. I almost missed them. These are the button fly 501s as well. They got $8 on this pair. This is on a modern tag right here. And these are the same size, 34 by 35 it looks like. We'll double check that. 34 by 36. So again, longer inseam. Tends to sell a little quicker for me, and sometimes for an extra couple of bucks. So for $8 on 501s, these should sell for 25 plus, so we're gonna grab them. Got some more button flies right here. What are these? All Saints. No way. I did not have that on my bingo list for today. So what do they want for them? $12.99. So they definitely priced these up. I'm gonna look these up because All Saints is one of those brands that can have some really good resale value. See if they're salvage. They are not, but these also look like a long inseam. Let's see if we can get a size tag to help us out here. No size tag, so we'll just have to go off measurements on this one. I'm gonna look these up right now on eBay, see what they're going for. And while I was reaching for my iPhone to look those up, I found another pair of 501s just hanging right behind those, and that's the same size, 34 by 36. That's on a modern tag again, and they look like they're in good shape. What do they want for these? Again, another $8, so I'll sell those for 25 plus. Love that longer inseam too. You know what? I can probably bundle the two modern ones together in one listing and list it for like $55 for the pair, and my buy cost total will be $16, so I like it. Okay, so back to these All Saints right here. You can see the logo right there on the snap. So looking them up, there's 196 of these sold over the last 90 days. You can see sale prices 33, 55, 40, 40, 33, 36. That one's for 20, don't know what happened there. That one's 28. Got another one that's $55, another $33.45. So to me, at the bottom end of the market is like 33 bucks. There's a couple of outliers. So what did I say these were? $12.99. So to me, they're gonna sell for more than $30. I could do a little bit more research and like dig into like which model this is. I'll do that when I get home, but just generally looking at Button Fly, All Saints, I know they're gonna go for 33 or more, some of them for over 50 bucks. So we're grabbing those for 13. Look at that, right behind them, there's like more. And I think, well, PacSun, what else we got? More Levi's, look at this. Levi's, Lucky, Levi's. What else is that? I don't know what that is. Wrangler, it's an older Wrangler too. I see some more Lucky, so we got some pants to evaluate here. This is just all in a row. So $13.99 on these Joes. They're stained, they look like they're pretty wore out. PacSun, those are wrecked. We got $12.99 on these black Levi's, $5.12, so I'll leave those behind. That's too much. That brand is nothing. So we got some Lucky brands now, which to me is very similar to Levi's. It's bread and butter, usually sells in the low to mid 20s. So $12.99 is too much for any model of Lucky brand used. Look at this, 501 Levi's, 34 by 34. What do we got on them? $8 on these ones. They look like they're in good condition. Again, another longer inseam. To me, longer inseam is 34 plus. I actually just listed a inseam of 38 this morning before I came out thrifting. So yeah, $8 501s. Again, 25 plus on those. We'll grab those. Here we got an older pair of Wranglers. Typically with Wranglers, if you see that stitch W and a leather patch, it's worth a second look. They want $8 for these. Now the information we want is right here on the inside fly. Another long inseam, so 35, 36. That's a tall fella right here. Probably the same guy that donated the other ones. And see those model numbers, 936 Den and A001. I've actually sold the same exact pair like just over the last couple of weeks. So these typically sell in like the $25 to $30 range. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these. I'm gonna throw a sold comp up on the screen. I think I sold like the same exact pair like maybe a couple of days ago. So I'll put that on the screen for you so you can see real life sales. We got a pair of Gap right here for 10 bucks. Boy, it's got a nice relaxed fit, but I think that's gonna be too much for the Gap. Arizona, Lucky brand again, $12.99. These are kind of wrecked anyway, so $12.99 is always gonna be too much on used Lucky. More Lucky, they got these priced up. 15 bucks for these. That would be a good grab at say 5, 6, maybe even 7 bucks, because that looks like a nice, like kind of relaxed fit on a size 38 by 32. So yeah, I'd even pay like 7 or 8 bucks for those, because I could probably sell them for like 25, 26. But oh, what do we got here? This is like the jeans rack is crazy. I can't remember the last time I started off this hot. So we got a pair of BKE Jake bootlegs, good seller right here. Typically sell in the low 30s, and this is 10 bucks. They definitely have some like washed inness to them and a little bit of fraying on these back pockets, but with this style, I'm not worried about like a little bit of distressing like that. So for 10 bucks to sell these on eBay for 30 plus, we're gonna go ahead and grab those for sure. What do we got here? Amazon, Sonoma. Look at this, more Levi's. These are the 569 straight. Now that tag is typical to like the 2010s era. It's a size 42 by 32. So this is very in style right now, the loose straight. Everyone wants that baggy, wide leg, Y2K look. So what do they want for these? 10 bucks. Let's take a look at the date on these two just to see how good I am at this, or maybe bad. So it looks like there's 2 4-digit codes on here, so we'll check which one it is. The factory code's always on the back of this snap here, and that says, what does it say? 4102. So back here, 4102, so that's not the date. This one's the date, 0711. So that was made in 2011. So for 10 bucks, these should sell pretty quickly. They've been selling really well for me. I sold a couple of them actually this week. So should sell in the upper 20s and fast. So for 10 bucks, even though I'd rather pay 5 or 6, I'm gonna grab them. They're in really nice condition too. This is crazy, like how many there are. Good fellow, like good ones. And what do we got here? H&B, that's nothing. Wranglers, those are nothing Wranglers. Duke, no. What do we got? More nothing Wranglers. Look at this, more Levi's, crazy. So these are 541s, modern tag. $10 is a no for me on those. If they were 5 or 6, I would grab those. Those are brand new with tags, Wranglers. $10 on those, really big size. This is a really, really cheap model. Like the MSRP on these is really low, so I'm not even gonna grab those. More Levi's, they want 10. What are these? Levi's 541s for 10, big size. Again, if those are 5 or 6, I grab them. They typically sell for more like 20 to 23, so I'm gonna leave those ones behind. Man, Houston's nothing. Levi's double X chinos, $10. No thanks, but look at that. That was just that little short little jeans section, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had to pay up on a few of those, but we are filling up the cart with some profit right here. So look at how many pants there are. Hopefully the pants aisle has as many hits as this freaking jeans rack did, because that was crazy concentration. Let's get after it. Let's buy some Southern Tides. Now, I don't pick up all Southern Tides, not even close, but this feels like nylon. Yeah, nylon and spandex blend on these. Now, these I think are the intercoastal pants, which is actually a really good seller. The intercoastal shirts sell pretty good too. They're like a moisture wicking shirt. But what do they want for these? $9 is steep, but this is like a $25 to $30 seller, and this is kind of the time of year for something like this as we head into spring, like a moisture wicking pant like this that you could wear like golfing or business casual or whatever, on vacation, traveling. If you ever wondered how to look these up, there's a style number right there below the materials tag, so you could just look up style 4115 Southern Tide, Google that, and you'd find that these are intercoastals. I'm pretty sure they are. So I'm gonna grab these for $9, sell them for $25 to $30. These look like Tommy Bahamas. They are. So these can be sneaky good. These feel like the silk ones. So they want $8. These are actually a pretty good seller, but every time I find them, yep, they're either washed out or they got some stains on them like this one does. So we'll have to leave those behind, but kind of a sneaky good seller. What do we got here? Brand new with tags. Southern Marsh. This is actually a pretty good brand that I don't find too often. I tend to find it more when I'm down out of the mountains. It's kind of like a southern seaside kind of brand, right? So I don't find them in the mountains much, but brand new with tags. What do we got for price here? $20. That's probably too much. What's the retail? $79. Yeah, my guess is that would probably sell for new like 30 or 35, so I'm not gonna pay 20. Got a pair of bonobos here. I usually don't pick these up, but that feels like linen now, doesn't it? What do we got here? Wool and linen. That's interesting. What do they want? $8. Gosh, I don't know what these go for, but the regular cotton bonobos pants just don't really sell like they used to. They're typically like in the low 20s with a low sell-through rate. Sometimes you can get 25 for them. So I don't really pick them up too often anymore, but for $8, I got to imagine that these are going to be probably 30 plus on those. So I'm going to grab those. Look like they're in really nice shape too. Kind of a cool like herringbone pattern. So in the cart. Speak of the devil, another pair of bonobos. These are the Wednesday model. This is just a cotton khaki pant. They want $7. I've been passing on these at this point. They just don't sell like they used to. Just the sell-through rate is just to the floor at this point. This might be too much information, but it is boiling hot in here. Like I don't think they have any air conditioner on whatsoever. It's kind of like one of those early warm days where maybe it's on, but they got to get it serviced. I am like full body sweat at this point. Probably too much information, but you want the real life. This is the real life. I don't know how long I can kind of take this temperature, to be honest with you. I'm not built for the heat, if you know me at all. That's why we live up in the mountains. What is this brand? There's literally no tag. Maybe it's wore off. That button looks like something interesting. Well, I might have to leave it behind because there's just no... Yeah, there's no branding anywhere besides that kind of funky looking button. If you know what it is, let me know. I'll already be gone by the time you see it, but maybe you can teach me something today. It looks familiar. Trosa Bank Travelers Collection. It's got a really nice modern pattern to it. Now, I don't buy these pants by themselves. They're $8. They just don't sell for enough by themselves. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them in the cart just in case I find the jacket that goes with this to make it a two-piece suit. And if I don't, I'll throw them back on the rack. Got some Under Armour golf pants right here. These have like a nice perforated look to them going on. So I typically grab these if they're like $5 or $6, and I sell them for around 22 and accept offers. But these are $9, so I'm gonna have to leave those behind. I actually just listed a pair of these this morning. I think they were like a navy blue. Got a pair of Flex Wool by J. Crew. I don't know that I've ever found Flex Wool pants, but these are the Thompson fit, slim fit, nice like wool pair of pants right here. What do they want? $9. I typically list these in the low 30s. This is a size 38 by 32. Really nice like in style like bird's eye pattern to them. So I'm gonna grab these for $9, even though that's more than what I usually pay. Like I said, I'll list it for like $32.99 and accept offers into the upper 20s. But you know what? I actually just sold like a pair of these, I think yesterday or the day before. I'll throw a sold comp up on the screen. I think they sold for maybe $28. So for $9, I'll grab them. So we're almost through this pants rack here, long rack, and we got 1, 2, a maybe, and 3. So nothing like that jeans rack. We've gone through all of these here. So, but maybe we'll get some end of the rack magic here. So if you're new to the channel, just wanted to take a second to welcome you to the channel. My name is Chris. I've been a full-time reseller. Gosh, these hangers, like, I've probably had like 30 of these fall off on me. I've been reselling online for over 7 years now, and I've been full-time and sharing my journey for the last 5+ years. If you haven't hit that like or subscribe button, I would love for you to hit them both, or do what you want. That's okay too. If you're learning something though, and you like learning about reselling or thrifting or thinking about picking up a side hustle, I'd love to have you on board. We put out videos just about every Sunday. That's the goal. Every now and again we'll have to miss one. If I don't have content, I don't have content, but try to show you kind of the real life, the behind the scenes, what it's really like to go to the thrift store, like we're doing right now, going through a giant rack of pants and just getting like a handful of items. But of course, we started really hot in the jeans. Some Levi's here near the ends, $6.99 on the XX chinos. I'll pass on those. What do we got here? All Seasons Tech Levi's. They want 7 on those. Nice color on them. $5.41. That's a big size too. I typically pass on $5.41 at 7. If it's 5 or 6, I know that sounds like nitty gritty, but it's a slower seller for more like 20 to 22. So 7's starting to push it. 7 on these too. Again, $5.41. Again, All Seasons Tech. What do we got here? Don't tell me it's another one. Levi's. Yep, $5.41. I don't know if these are the All Seasons Tech or not. Doesn't really matter. That seems like it's the same bigger size. It almost makes me want to bundle these together, find one buyer for them, get a quicker sale. They're 3 very different colors, which somebody might appreciate, right? You got that kind of darker tan, more of like a beige or khaki color, and then this one was a blue. Gosh, let's just see if they're all the same size before we make a decision. 52.32, and we got 52.32. Let's see here, 3 of a kind, and we got 52.32. So if they're good condition, what I'll do is I'll grab them for 7 a piece. Buy costs will be $21 total. I'll list them together in one listing as a bundle. Yeah, I don't know, this got some marks on them. Yeah, it's got some marks there too. So these ones are definitely out. Now the question becomes, do I want to do a bundle of 2? Buy cost $14. I could list them for $39.99. I could actually probably list them a little higher, more like do them at like $42.99. Let's check the condition, because this is a really specific big size. So grab one shopper who wants both. Yeah, this one's got, is that a mark? No, that's Thrift Fuzz. There's a mark though. Nope, that's just Thrift Fuzz too. Yeah, I think those are good. Let's check these ones over. The blue ones I'm not as concerned about. They'll hide stuff a little bit. Yeah, these are in pretty good shape. I don't know, they might be a little washed out. Yeah, they're borderline to me, so if I see a little bit of like wear and washed outness now when I get them home under the photo lights, I'll probably notice more. So I don't know, it was worth the thought process anyway. But if those are in good condition, that would be a go for me, even though that higher buy cost, just because we can get them out the door pretty quickly on the bundle. But it didn't quite work out. All three would have been great. All right, it's time for suits and blazers. First things first, let's grab out these Joseph Bank. These are them, and see if we can find that same pattern on one of these blazers and knock that out. I don't see it. That's a little lighter. Not the right brand. Nope. That's similar. It's actually a nice blazer. It's a Ralph Lauren, but they want $10.99 for it. If that was 7 or 8, I'd grab it, but that's a little too much for those. It's actually a nice pattern. Anyway, stay focused. What were we doing? Yeah, so I don't see that particular one. So let's just dig in and find us some blazers. So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to dig through all these. Sometimes I'll just skim for like the nicer patterns. I'll go through most of these. A couple things that I look for. Gold buttons on blue blazers can be a big elevator. Doesn't mean I pick up all of them, but they can take a mediocre brand and take it over the top just with those gold buttons. So that's one thing that we'll definitely look for. Look for nice check patterns like that one too, or plaid patterns that are very in right now. Here's gold buttons, right on cue. 346 Brooks Brothers. So 346 is their factory store line, but with something like this, it almost doesn't matter. Some buyers will walk away from it, but because they'll know it's 346, other people just don't care. They care more about the style. So the condition on this seems suspect, but every time I look a little closer, it seems good. It might just be like a little thrift dusty. What do they want for this? 15 bucks. Darn, but you know what? These sell for good money. I just can't tell if that is thrift dust. Yeah, I'd have to bet on that coming out. I don't like betting on stuff like that because I don't bring these to the dry cleaner ever. I actually have never brought anything that I've bought to resell online to the dry cleaner. And I'm not going to break it for this one because typically this is going to sell somewhere in like the $40 or $50 range. Can get a little bit more if you're patient, but at $15 buy cost and the fact that it already kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies and definitely has something going on that sleeve there. I'm going to leave this one behind. It was a close call. Oop, that's not where it goes. It goes here. Let's keep it rolling. That's a really nice pattern. I wish that wasn't a Calvin Klein. Now this is a really modern style. Goodfellows sucks. Really cheap brand. Sorry if you're wearing that brand. It just sucks for resale. If you're wearing it and it's comfy, more power to you. Banana Republic. It's like an unstructured one. Look at this. Cool. Nice pattern on this one. Ralph Lauren. What size we got? 100% wool. Oops. 46 extra long. 11 bucks. Yeah, that's just too much for me. I'll leave that one behind. That can be a slow seller. I typically price them in the lower 40s and accept offers down to like 35, but they can take a while. So if I'm going to have to pay up for it, that's fine. I find them all the time back home for $7. So here's that same one again. What is this thing? Saks Fifth Ave. Little unstructured blazer. I don't know if there's any value here. $9. I doubt it. Somebody might call me out on that one and say I should have grabbed it, but I don't think so. Oh, no way. Flexible by J. Crew. 44L. Thompson fit. This is going to match our pants over there. I didn't even think to look for the matching jacket for those pants. I should have. I just got lucky. Dumb luck, if you will. So, $10.99. We just made ourselves a suit. Now, J. Crew suits, Thompson suits, gosh, what do those go for? probably close to $100. It's a nice modern pattern, thinner lapel on this blazer. So altogether we'll pay 11, what was this, 9? 11 plus 9, so $20. My guess is that this is probably $85 would be a good estimate, but I'm gonna throw a good comp up on the screen that I think nicely reflects the market value. So good grab there, lucky grab, dumb luck. So out of all that, we got that one blazer out of the blazer rack. I'm happy with that. And we can go ahead and put this Joseph A. Bank back here. Can already see an LL Bean. Looks like a chamois cloth shirt. $6.99. It is chamois cloth. It feels like it's a little washed out. Looks a little washed out. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that one behind. I'll have to disclose how washed out it is. I'll probably find some other flaws on it too. That's a good find though. Typically I sell these right around $30 for that chamois cloth. It's like a heavy, super soft flannel. The barber shirt right here, $6. Wasn't expecting that to be only $6. I figured everything I've seen is mostly like $7, $8, $9, $10. So good brand right there. Been a while since I sold one of these. Should be about $25, I think is the market on these still. So nice, like kind of big gingham pattern on this. Let's go. Got some Polo Ralph Lauren with the pony. Nice plaid pattern there. $9, 2XL. Just a little too much. It's like probably a $22, $23 shirt. So we'll move along to this other one. It's a 3XB, which is a really big size. $9 on this one. Really nice pattern on this, like very in style, good selling pattern for me. I think at that 3XB, I'm gonna grab this right here, and I'm not gonna cry about it like that kid. Typically I list these for like more like $28, $29.99. So for me, I can pay the $9 for that size 3XB. In that really nice pattern with the pony on the chest is key right there. There's another one, Polo Ralph Lauren, nice pink color, but they want $9. Every Polo Ralph Lauren in here has been $9 so far. So we got an Untuck It. Now this one, nylon and spandex, so this is like that performance model right here. So these sell a little bit better. This brand definitely does not sell like it did a couple of years ago, but $6, medium, slim fit on this kind of performance one. I'm going to grab that. Typically I list on Tuck It for $22.99 plus $6.95 for shipping. So with these I usually list them a couple bucks more because it's that performance, which is just a little bit harder to come by, a little bit more desirable. More Polo Ralph Lauren. Hey, this one's $7.99, so getting a little bit cheaper. Still a little bit much for a size large. I'm going to pass on that. All right, onto the short sleeve shirts. What do we get? 2 long sleeve shirts, 3 long sleeve shirts. So didn't do so well there. Let's see if we can do better in the short sleeves. So Peter Millar, size small, $8, but it's cotton. So I don't pick up the cotton Peter Millars. I'm looking for the moisture wicking ones. This is a Vineyard Vines OTG, which is on the go. And look at that pattern. That's amazing. It's in really nice shape too, all over golf carts. $10. That's a lot. But this is a super modern Vineyard Vines. I pass on most Vineyard Vines, but the OTGs are good sellers on the go in the pants and the shirts. I kind of want to grab that. These typically sell for like around $25, but I think that all over print in this color, it's the spring, you know what I mean? Like Easter, people are heading out to the golf course. I think I'm gonna grab that for $10. I bet you I can get $30, maybe even $35. I'll list it for $34.99 and hope that this is like really good timing for that one. So $10, I don't like spending it for that shirt, but you know, you gotta spend money to make money sometimes. You gotta be bold. That's definitely a bold print. Fish Hippie, $7. That's a North Carolina brand from Mount Airy. I pass on most of it, but the Lynx at Lighthouse Sound. This is on an Under Armour for $8. If it was a little cheaper, I'd look up that Country Club and see if it was a good one, but Under Armour's a tough go anyway at $8. So we'll just move along quick. And a Mizzen and Main polo right here. These are actually good sellers in the polos. $7 is not terrible, but it does look like it's kind of worn out around the collar. Yep, and some stains too, so easy pass there, but I do pick those up. I would pay $7 for that, and they typically sell in like the $25 range, especially this time of year. A great time of year to pick up polos as we're heading into spring and summer shopping season. It's really here. I've been selling a lot of polos already. That Lacoste is just a little worn out. I grab those typically for $5. That one was $7. I don't know, I probably would have passed on it, although it is like the best time of year to pay up for stuff. Under Armour for $7 is just too much. I wish those sold better. This is paying $6. Just cotton. It's old, it's washed out. I don't know that Country Club, but because of the condition, I'm not even gonna bother looking it up. New tags, Nike, they want $20 for it. It is on the yellow tag, so it'd be $10, but it's just a plain older model Nike. It's got no logo on it. Oh, I guess it's a sleeve logo. I'm gonna pass that for $10. If it was like a unique pattern, like here's that same one just without the tag, right there, $8. Man, you need Under Armour golf polos. Here's the place. Probably seen like 7 or 8 of them already. Or J. Crew Performance. I keep seeing those. Look at that, more Under Armour. So check this out. I got a straight down golf polo, kind of a mediocre golf brand. It used to sell for a little bit more a couple years ago. They want $7 for us. The reason I'm showing this to you is because it's got Quivira Golf Club and Los Cabos here on the sleeve. So what I just did was I looked up, this is what I do, it's like a nice little trick for you. I look up Peter Millar and then I put the name of the country club in and I searched that on eBay. So I searched Peter Millar Quivira and there was none listed, but there's 8 of them sold. Here are the results. 28.88, that's a really good pattern. 28, that's again a nice pattern. 50 on this one. 40 on that one, $39.99. 150, actually, that's a lot of 6. So somebody sold 6 of them with the Quivira logo on it for $150. So that's what, $25 a piece. Here's another one for $50. Here's one for $25, and here's one for $22. So no, I look up Peter Millar because it's like the most common logoed polos that you'll find. So that to me kind of sets the market. Typically straight down's worth a little bit less than Peter Millar, but nevertheless, there's literally none of them available right now. All of them sold on eBay. So that tells me, without even Googling this country club, which I could, I'll actually probably put something up on the screen for you about the country club right now. But without even Googling it, I know that this has the potential to sell pretty well for $7. I'm gonna grab it. If it didn't have that country club logo with just this plain stripy pattern, I'd probably pass on it for $7, but we know that that's a in-demand one, so we are gonna grab it. Oh wow, look at the pattern on this thing. That's a Grayson. That is just a beautiful pattern, like mountains. Wow, that's really cool. I've never seen one like this. Looks like a country club logo. I don't know what that logo is. Not particularly too concerned about that because this is just got to sell based on the pattern. Men's size 2 extra large. Grayson is a good brand. Oh man, it's got some wear on the inside of this collar and it's got some staining on the inside. Oh man. Gosh, I want to take that one home and flip it. Really cool pattern on it. And I know with those kind of stains and those kind of like wear, I'm gonna find more when I get it home and put it under the photo lights. Oh yeah, look at that. Definite like kind of wear. What is that? Doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna put it back. That would have been an awesome grab for $8. Big size, really bold pattern. Oh well. Polo Ralph Lauren, $8, 2XL, short sleeve, awesome pattern. Ooh, I don't like paying $8 for these, but love that pattern. We got the pony on the chest. It is the right time of year to be buying short sleeves like this. I could probably get max price for it. I'll probably list this one for like $23.99 or $24.99 and accept offers, $8. Let's do it. And just for clarity, I passed on so many Polo Ralph Lauren shirts that were $8 and $9. I ended up grabbing 2 of them. This one was size 2 extra large. The other one was size 3 extra big. They both had awesome patterns, pony on the chest. That's why I grabbed those 2. I probably left 15 or 20 others that were priced $8 to $9, but they just didn't have like the right combination of size, pattern, pony. And this one's also in season, so. Alright, so since the last time I was here, it looks like they've increased the size of their overpriced shoes section. All kinds of stuff here. Some Topo design shoes here, 30 bucks. It's actually a nice pair of shoes right there. It's probably a good price actually. Look at this, Air Maxes, Jordans. What do we got? 60 bucks for those Jordans, $70 for those Air Maxes. Here's a pair of Jordans for 60 bucks. So yeah, not like really good flipping prices, but you can find some interesting shoes here, and they definitely know their shoes to know like that brand Topo. That's not like a really super common, well-known outdoor brand. Some Air Zooms right here, 50 bucks. All right, let's get out of here, cash out. I tell you what, I'm just happy to be out of that store. It is nice outside. It's actually cooler out here, especially with the breeze, than it was in that store. I'm still sweating bullets, but cooling off quickly. So that was a good stop. I was not expecting to spend that much time in that store. The last time I went there about a year ago, I got maybe 3 or 4 items. I was in, I was out. This time I got 17 items. I spent $160 total just from selling that one J. Crew suit, and maybe the Levi's 501 should get me back to like paying off my entire buy cost right there. So the other 12 or so items will be pure profit. So on to the next one. All right, that was a quick trip. The store we were just at, Mega Thrift, is right over there on the other side of the parking lot through those trees over there. So just a short trip, but long enough for me to get a little bit of car AC in me and a half liter of water. So I'm rehydrated after that last hot thrift store. So we're gonna go into a store here that I've actually never been to before. I actually kind of forgot about it. I think it's only a couple of years old. Somebody can correct me down below in the comment section of this video. This place is called Trosa Thrift Store, and we're gonna go check it out right now. All right, no clue what to expect, but we do have all women's coats and hoodies 40% off. Women's only. That's interesting. I wonder why. Probably overstock on that kind of stuff. Let's see what we got. Oh wow, that's a big store. I don't know what's going on over there. People like sorting through clothes. Is it like a bin section? All right, let's get our chariot and get after it. No shortage of like 70s furniture here. Which one of these couches did you have when you were a kid? All right, men's tops. I have no clue about pricing, so we'll figure that out right quick. There's this little plaid piece right here. Huh, look at that. I had a feeling. Polo Ralph Lauren, men's size medium. Really nice plaid pattern on this one. How about that? Nothing like the first item you grab is a pick. Looks like it's in good condition. No ring around the collar. No obvious stains. So yeah, I guess we just got to figure out what the price is. There's no tag. Oh, there is a tag. $3.99 on the tag. And it looks like we got a clothing sale. So yellow tags are 20% off. Green are 40. Red is 60, so 20, 40, 60. This one's full price, but for $4. I'm gonna grab this. It should sell on eBay for somewhere between like $20 and $23, so nice start. Yeah, look at this. It's like a bin situation right here. I don't know how they price this stuff. But I guess dig on in, unsorted. And look at this. A lifetime's worth of file cabinets right here. What do we got? 25 bucks, 25 bucks. 60 bucks on this one. That one must be a nicer one, I guess. And we got the big ones. I don't know what they say. Oh, 90 bucks. Who's buying these at this point? I guess there's got to be some kind of business that's still buying these. I don't know what it is. Like, who's keeping all kinds of like files like this? Alright, I guess let's just dig in here and we'll move this way. It looks like this is all men's, this is all women's. Looks like there's some shoes kind of mixed in on the top rocks as we go through. Rocks. Columbia. This is like a polyester blend and maybe 100% polyester. $4 on this one. This model is the Bahama, size 2 extra large. I mean, these don't sell for a ton of money. Typically list these for around $18.99 and accept offers, but for $4, the vents in the back, it's PFG, and we're going into the season where people are going to be buying these a lot to go out and fish and hike, so I'm going to grab it for $4. Another Polo Ralph Lauren right here. Nice kind of window pane or graph paper check, as I like to call it. $4 on the white tag, which is full price, I think. Doesn't look like there's any staining. Got the flesh pony or the multicolored pony on the front. I think we're going to grab that. Looks like it's in good condition, so I'm not going to argue with these prices. The $4 price. This is a size 18, 36, 37. That's somewhere between like an XL, maybe a 2XL on that. Another Polo Ralph Lauren. That's a size 4 extra big too, so nice one. Got the multicolored flesh pony on the chest. Looks like it's, yeah, it looks like it's stained around the collar, so we'll toss that one back. That would have been a good one right there. You know I like those bigger sizes, particularly in the Polo Ralph Laurens. Look at this, Cricket. It's a good brand, designed in Austin, Texas, kind of more modern brand, a younger brand, if you will. Now, typically what I find is polos, either short sleeve or long sleeve cotton blend polos, and those are good sellers. But this is more of a, well, not more of, this is a button front shirt. It feels like it's probably cotton. Maybe it's blended with something. I think that price said $2.99, by the way. And what is this? 100% cotton, but got a nice feel to it. Very, very young, modern brand, good seller. Never sold a button-down shirt, but I imagine they'll sell pretty good too. So yeah, $2.99, and this is the yellow tag, so it's 20% off of $3. So we're gonna get this for what, $2.40. So I'm definitely gonna grab that. My guess is this probably sells somewhere around $25, but just not sure how much the market is for the non-polos in Cricket. Again, I've only found polos before. Peter Millar, brand new with tags. Get out of town. What do they want? $3.99. What? So it's a Peter Millar Summer Comfort. I think it's brand new with tags. Oh, maybe it's just the, yeah, just the hang tag is left, so the tag fell off. But I could sell this as new without tags because it's still got that on there. So it's looks like it's brand new. It's wrinkly. $4. I'm gonna grab that. I mean, used, I'm gonna sell this for like $20. So my guess is I could probably sell this, I don't know, new with tags is probably around $50. So I would say new without tags, I don't know, maybe I'll price this at $39.99 and accept offers. My buy cost being $4, I can definitely afford to take some offers on that. So that's good. We got Untuck It. We already found one Untuck It today. This might be our second. Looks like it's a nice shape. Got a nice kind of feel to it. 100% cotton. $4. These don't sell like they used to, but at $4, I typically price these at $22.99 and accept offers. So I am going to go ahead and grab this for $4. So maybe we're doing pretty good here. I mean, I love this buy cost, like $4, and if it's on sale, it's even less than that. I haven't seen anything that's more than $4 yet, that I've not at least like ones that I've slowed down and stopped on. There seems to be no organization here. There's t-shirts next to long sleeve shirts, next to t-shirts, next to polo shirts, next to tank tops, next to sweaters, so it's just kind of all mixed in. And here we go. Façonnable, which is a French brand. I probably pronounced it wrong, but I was at least a little bit close for my awful French. Now, I don't typically pick up this brand, but if it's priced like $4 like the rest of them, they sell usually in like the upper teens, like sell these for like 16 or 18 bucks maybe. So for $4, I'll grab it. It's also a really nice pattern, and to me this would be like a really springy type of pattern. So I'm probably going to grab this on a men's size, extra large. I don't see a price though. If it's $4 or less when we get to the cash register, I'm going to grab this one. I'm really selective with this brand, so don't go crazy. You know, it's good to learn brands like that sell in like that, you know, $15 to $20 range that you might not pick up if it's like $5 or $8, because if you go to a place like the Bins, you might grab that for like $1, or if you find it at a garage sale, you might grab it for $1 or $2 or something like that. So it's good to learn those brands that are in the $15 to $20 range, even though they're not always sexy for thrift store prices. But like here, the thrift store prices are cheaper. Now this is funny. LL Bean, so $4 on this. This is another one of those chamois cloth shirts. So this is like a flannel, but it's like super soft. Well, it was super soft. This is really, really washed out. And you can tell, you can see the pilling on it, and it just doesn't have like that signature softness of a chamois cloth shirt. But again, great sellers. I found the same exact shirt. I don't know if it was the same size, but same shirt at the last store. Same color and everything. I think it was also a traditional fit if I remember right. So I'm gonna have to pass on this one too because of the condition. That's funny. Interesting how that works out sometimes. And look at this, Polo Ralph Lauren, size 3XLT. These tall sizes are good sellers. Look at that pattern. Oh man. I hope this fella's okay, because that is a bad hole right in the center. Oh man, that's a really beautiful colorway too that would sell really well this time of year. But moving on, got some Levi's here, modern tag I can tell right there, and pair of 550s, big size 2. Let's see what we got here. $5. I'll grab those for $5. Oh, maybe. What's that? Okay, that's just like a little thread on the inside of the pocket. I think we're good there. $5. I'll list these for like $22.99 and take offers down to $20. Just not a fast seller, but a consistent one for me. All right, I always go back over everything before I check out, just to double check for stains and stuff. And this Untucked shirt just looks like it has a little bit of wear around the collar, which probably tells me it's got some wear elsewhere too. So we're gonna go ahead and put that one back.
Good luck, you lady. $5 bag. Come on now. Fill it up with whatever you want.
All right, for a quick hit, that wasn't so bad. I got a total of 7 items. One of those items didn't have a tag on it, so he just threw it in the bag and didn't charge me for it. So that worked out nice. So altogether spent $24.97 for those 7. On to the next one. All right, I just got the call from Kim. It's time to meet the family for a late lunch or an early dinner. We have a word for brunch. Do we have a word for, I guess, dinner? Is that what it is? Anyway, I'm here just west of downtown in a neighborhood called the West End, and we're going to the West End Cafe. I've probably had lunch at this place like 25 or 30 times. Never had a bad meal. Let's get something to eat. You can't visit Winston-Salem without talking about the rich tobacco history of this city. This was literally the epicenter for decades of the American tobacco industry. You can't go anywhere in this city without seeing old buildings that were tobacco buildings, including this one that's right behind me. This is the R.J. Reynolds headquarters. It was finished in 1929. If the building looks kind of familiar, that's because it probably is. 2 years later, the Empire State Building was finished with very, very similar architectural designs as this one. Today, it is the Kipton Cardinal Hotel. It's also got some luxury apartments and a beautiful bar downstairs. Let's go check it out. The Reynolds Building and the Empire State Building were even designed by the same architect, so a lot of the Art Deco elements here in the lobby, the marble walls, the metal elevator doors, and the geometric ceilings were basically the prototype for what he later built in New York. Remember, in the early 1900s, this was one of the richest cities in America, and this restaurant on the ground floor used to be a bank tied to the tobacco empire, and the bank vault is still here. Today, it's one of our favorite spots for a cocktail. The Bailey power plant right behind me made the power that allowed Winston-Salem tobacco makers to make over 1 billion cigarettes every year right here in Winston-Salem. Today, it's part of the Wake Forest Innovation Quarter, which is a tech and research hub that runs right out of old tobacco buildings. It's also home to some great food and drink. I'm thirsty. Let's get to it. Kim and I have been consistently visiting Winston-Salem since some of our family first moved here about 15 years ago. Obviously, the history has been cool and interesting that entire time, but what's been really fun to see is how much the city has grown up in terms of food and drink and things to do. Anyway, we got some thrifting to do. Welcome to day 2. Today, I can't decide if it's going to be sunny or raining. It's actually doing both right now. So we're out on Peters Creek Parkway, and we're out in front of Goodwill. This Goodwill has both the outlet or the bins where you can go digging through bins. It also has the retail store or the racks. we're gonna hit the racks. Let's get some good stuff. So I've been to this Goodwill, I don't know, probably a dozen, maybe 2 dozen times. It's always been pretty good to me. It's never been really, really great. And honestly, that's how the thrifting has been for me in Winston-Salem in general. It's always been good. I've always been able to get a handful of things anyway and bring them back home to make the trip worth it. But it's never been crazy great. The one thing I'll say is that prices tend to be pretty good here in the city and the surrounding area, so no complaints there. Looks like they did a little bit of rearranging in here. Okay, we got the music cranking today. Look at this, right on the end of the rack here. Got a little Columbia 2XL. This feels like it's rayon, which is like a really different material for Columbia. Usually it's polyester, nylon, or cotton. What is this? This is, yeah, polynozic modal, so modal and polyester. So I don't think I've ever found a modal Columbia shirt before, so we're gonna grab this one. Leave all the shirts here. Yep, $5 for the shirts here, so we're gonna grab that. I'll list that on eBay for probably $18.99. It's a men's size 2 extra large, good size too. And look at this. This is strange. Right on the end of the rack. It's like they knew I was coming. So we got a Polo Ralph Lauren men's size 2 extra big. Collar looks good. Got the pony on the chest, just like a flat maroon color. These are good sellers for me. I'll list this in like the mid to upper 20s and accept offers, so I'll pay $5 for that all day. That was strange to find those both right on the end of the racks. It's like a conspiracy in my favor. I like it. A conspiracy for peak. So it's more end of the rack magic. What is this? It's brand new with tags, Columbia golf polos. It's got a logo. I don't know that logo. It says Delaware Blue Hens, so that's what it is. Delaware Blue Hens. Look at this. Another one right behind it. Brand new with tags, retail $89. Well, that's interesting. I'm definitely going to grab these. I don't know how much these will sell for, and it might be one of those things that takes a little while to sell. I could consider listing them together as a lot of 2. Both of them are size men's extra large, identical shirts. Either way, it's going to be easy listing. I can list them as a lot of 2, or I could list it as one of the shirts and then have the quantity be 2. So it's just one round of measurements and photos to get that done. So $5 a pop, we're grabbing those. No way. More of the mud hens, or what did I say they were? Mud hens? Blue hens. That's what they are, blue hens. I don't know where I made up mud hens. So there's one more brand new with tags, 2 more brand new with tags. I mean, this Coliseum tag is not really super valuable. I'm going to throw these in the cart while I think of what to do with them. That happened. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to grab these or not. I'm going to throw them in the cart just in case, and maybe I'll do some comps. Go figure. There it is again. The blue hens, the blue mud hens. Now this is an Adidas one. This is kind of an interesting Adidas. It feels like it's like a nylon blend. Retail on it's $80. Stadium Coaches Polo is what this is called. So the Adidas I'll grab for sure. I'm not sure about the Coliseums, but Adidas obviously has some cachet. Somebody will grab that. I wonder if there's more of these. This has been a very interesting thrift trip already, and I've been in here for like, what, 90 seconds? Got a Polo Ralph Lauren right here. Collar's just too worn out. It's kind of a nice stripy pattern. I would have grabbed that if it was in better condition for sure. This is getting ridiculous. Another blue hands, another brand new with tags. Coliseum. This one's a size 2 extra large. A little bit of a different colorway on this one. So somebody just decided that they no longer like Rochester, I guess. There's an old Echo Unlimited. I sometimes grab these if it's like a big, bold, like spell out or a big embroidery on the back or something, but just kind of like a plainish shirt like that, I don't pick those ones up. We got a Columbia here. This one's a 2 extra large. Feels like a polyester one, not a modal. So we'll go ahead and grab this one right here. Omni Wick right there. So I'll list this one for probably $18.99 and accept offers. That size 2X in Columbia tends to be a good seller for me. Oh wow, that's nasty. Yeah, Polo Ralph Lauren, big pony, big spell out, American flag. This is would be a good pickup. Let's see what we got going on. So definitely some wear and some staining, it looks like. Yeah, definitely some pit staining, so we'll leave this one behind. But man, when you're looking for a polo, like the best polo is like loud and proud, stuff like that. Love finding those, but obviously way too stained there. Had a feeling this was going to happen. We might run into more and more of these. So another one of these Coliseum ones. We already got 2 of the same exact style in the cart, same colorway, and we got 2 more, 3 more. So I'm gonna have to make a decision about this brand right here. We'll see. Got a Polo Ralph Lauren here, but Houston, we have a problem. So there's no pony on the chest here, and that's common with these ones that are button up instead of button down collars. It's actually a nice modern spread collar, but anytime that I decide to grab one of these without the pony, because I'm like, that's a really cool pattern, or like, you know, modern spread collar, every time I do that, it sits in my store forever, and I have to accept a really low offer to get rid of it. So we're not doing it anymore. Oh, look at that. Polos back to back here. This one looks pretty faded here, and this one I can see the wear on the collar right there. Good color for that second one especially. What the heck is this? Look at that. That's your Christmas shirt, brand new with tags. Hard Daddy. somebody down in the comments needs this shirt right here. That is pretty awesome with that all over print on it. I mean, it feels like cheap as anything. Super, super, super cheap, but that's a fun find. Not all heroes wear capes, like a dad shirt. Dad jokes. There it is again. Coliseum, Blue Hens, brand new with tags. I think we already have one of this style in the cart, so this is like forcing me to make a decision on all these. If they were like cheap, like $1 or $2 would be a no-brainer, but $5, I don't know. We'll see. It's all about the Hamiltons. There you go. Of course, another one of these. This is another one right back here too. Nope, I thought it was. More Delaware. This is like a no-name t-shirt. Oh, it's another Coliseum is the brand. $24 t-shirt, brand new. I'll pass on that. Actually, 2 of them. I'll pass on that because they charge $5 for t-shirts here. It's not like a lower price for the tees, so just be too much. Here we go. RLX Golf Polo. It's got the Wyndham Championship logo on the chest. RLX has really tanked in value the last couple of years, and I would look up this country club logo and see if that adds value to it. It sounds familiar, but this has got a lot of sun fade on it, so I'm gonna put that one back. Not even worth researching. Another one of these Coliseum polos. They're taunting me at this point. Brand new with tags again. That one looked like it was a different size, maybe. Yeah, that one's a medium. The other ones were like extra large and 2X, I think. I don't know what this is. New Wave Street Culture designed by Inflation. Atlantis. That is a really weird, it's like a suede feeling shirt. Ridiculous. Another one. This one's men's size large, new with tags. We'll throw it on our decision pile over there. Look at this thing. These are new with tags too. The sports shirt. I don't think that's anything. There's 2 of them back to back. Another one. Throw it into the cart. We'll make a decision. It's been like an interest. This is all one rack, y'all. Like I have, besides those ones I found on the end, here's some more Delaware. Those couple that I found on the end of the racks, all this is just one rack that I've been through. It's just this, and we've had that much action. I haven't even gone to the other side of the aisle. Here's an Under Armour right here. I'm only looking at it because I just bought an Under Armour polo for myself the other day. Just deciding if I want this one. I don't think I want this one. More Delaware. What is that? Whatever it is, it's rubbed off. More Delaware. Tommy. So we got a Tommy Bahama. This feels like 100% linen. Yep, right there, 100% linen. Now usually with Tommy I'm looking for linen and silk for sure, and I prefer like the big bold colored patterns, but in a linen shirt you can do the plain ones and they actually do pretty good, like the plain solid colors. So I'm gonna grab this one and probably list it for like $26.99. Good timing on this. We're getting into like Hawaiian / linen shirt season, so we'll grab that. Right behind it, this looks like a Columbia with a worn off tag. I just don't buy those. The reason I don't buy these to resell is it's really hard in pictures to try to convince someone that this shirt is in really good condition despite the fact that this is totally worn off, right? A normal person would be like, well, if that's totally worn off, that shirt's probably worn out. Now, if you were in a shop and somebody could lay hands on it and like look at it and feel it, they could know, but that's a hard sell, right? This one is actually worn out anyway on the shirt part of it too, but sometimes I find them when they're in really good condition, but that's worn off, and I just don't pick them up because I just feel like it'd be really hard to convince somebody, if you see what I'm saying there. Another Blue Hens, of course. That Columbia one right behind it. Is this new with tags too? This one doesn't look like it has the tags on it. It's got the hang tag. I'm probably gonna grab it because if I bundled it with another one with the hang tag, one without, I think that would help earn that buyer's trust. Like right here, see? We got that one with the tags, so these are both size large. So yeah, I think I can make that work. More Delaware t-shirts. I don't know what these #1 t-shirts. It's like a bank. Seems like that's like a bank logo. This is that end of the rack that had that other Columbia, and there's one right here. I probably should have stopped to just check the rest of this end of the rack. So this is another 2 extra large. This one feels like a poly, or at least a poly blend, and no vents in the back, but I think this is like an omni shade or an omni wick, whatever. It's a wicking one. We're gonna grab it in that big size with the wicking material. Nice pattern on that one too. So now we're starting back on this side of the aisle. What's the over-under on how many more Blue Hens shirts that we're gonna find? These are the size small, so I'm just gonna move through these really quick. That was a Blue Hen t-shirt if you care, but I obviously passed that one really quick, just like the other ones. I'm gonna guess that we find, well, I'm gonna change my number now, because look at this. We know what those are. So I can see like 5 right there. My guess is that there's probably, I'm gonna go with 8. I'm gonna be conservative. There's 8 more, including those ones right there. That's my guess. So here we go. There's one. This one's got the hang tag situation going on. It's size small. I might leave that one behind in a size small. Here's a medium. It does have the tag on it. We're gonna grab it. Here's a Coliseum medium. Got the tag. Coliseum medium, got the tag. Coliseum medium. I keep calling these Coliseum. These are the Columbia ones. Columbia with the tag. Columbia ones are definitely the better ones. Here's another one. So what do we say? 5. This one's 6 on the t-shirt. So I think 8 might have been an underestimate at this point. Here's another one. This makes it 7. Haven't seen this shirt yet. That's actually kind of a cool shirt. If I was from Delaware or a Delaware fan, I would rock that shirt with the sunglasses. Here's another one. That's our 8, or I guess that's 8 or 9 at this point now. So I'm way over. Gotta throw that in the cart just in case. We got a Columbia here. What's going on there? This one looks worn out. You can see the tag's worn out too. So easy pass for me. Here's another one, medium. With the tags. I just passed 2 more t-shirts. I've already lost count on how many they are, but I was dead wrong with my number there. Here's more #1s. I think we're at like 12 or 13 of those now. Outer Banks. That was a North Face t-shirt. I just passed right by that. I don't pick up everything from North Face like most brands. Uh-oh. More Blue Hens t-shirts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's crazy. Where'd these all come from? What is the explanation? So we're over 20 now. And there we go. Here's 1, 2, 3 more. So well over 20. Like most of that rack is freaking Delaware. That's funny. Carolina born and made. Finally, something from Carolina. How about that? This is more airtime than University of Delaware has gotten in a long time. They should sponsor this video. Friend shirt, how you doing? So there's still another whole rack of short sleeve shirts, so we still could be in Delaware country, but I'm going to jump into these long sleeves and then kick back to those shorts. Here we go. We got a Columbia with like a fishing team embroidery. I'm going to pass on that one, but what's this? Bonobos here. I don't really buy their shirts. Never found a quarter zip. This one's stained, so I don't have to bother looking it up. Man, they're pumping the music in here, I'll tell you that much. What is this? Lace Artisans. Oh, H&M. They're back. Blue hands on a hoodie here. It looks like it's new. It's got the little, what do you call that? The hologram, that's the word. It looks like it's new, but it doesn't have the tags on it. That would be cool to like bundle with the polos potentially, but I don't even know what the brand is. I think it's that Coliseum brand, but it's like kind of branded on the tag as Blue Hens. I don't know. I'm going to look up all that Blue Hen stuff. My guess is that that's going to be a pass, but I'll keep it in mind. Look at that, University of Delaware, brand new with tags. Hoodie, it's kind of got like that old school kind of look to it. Looks like an 80s hoodie. It's obviously not. It's like a retro look, but 44. I'm going to throw it in the cart. We'll decide. Here we go. Wake Forest, local school. That's funny. Delaware. More Delaware t-shirts. Delaware t-shirt, Delaware t-shirt, Delaware t-shirt, Delaware t-shirt. Go throw this hoodie in the cart, same as the last one, size medium. I don't know about those sweatshirts, we'll see though. Okay, so Kim just texted me. It is time to meet the family for a lunch. So I freaking love the ability for me to break free and to thrift while I'm visiting the family and when we're traveling and to share these videos with you. It's cool. It's a fun privilege. Believe me, I don't take it for granted, but let's not confuse who the boss here is for a second. I am not the boss. So Kim texts and says, it's time to go get lunch at Panera. It is time to go get lunch at Panera. So I'm going to just really quickly just look through some of these pants, but we're going to make a decision about all that Blue Hen stuff, and we are going to get out of Dodge. I was hoping to get like maybe just like a quick pants hit here. Levi's, maybe. No, nothing. All right, let's go take a look at this Blue Hen stuff and make a decision. All right, so when I look up University of Delaware polos, I'm looking at both new and used right here. I got a total of 29 listings, so not many. So when I go to sold, only 12 solds over the last 90 days on eBay. And this is, again, both new and used I'm looking at, just because there's not enough new to really gauge the inventory, so I'm looking at both. And it looks like there's definitely some like decent sale prices here. That rugby shirt went for 50 bucks. That's cool. But we see Under Armour 30 bucks. There's another rugby for 50. Vineyard Vines polo for $22.49. That one's new. This one is Under Armour $20.89. It's a quarter zip right here. That one doesn't say a brand on it, but that was 20 bucks. Here's an Adidas one. We have an Adidas one in the cart. That one's 25 bucks. This one is Under Armour used 23. That one's 7 bucks for Under Armour. So here's what I'm going to do, like quick decision. I'm not going to mess with the sweatshirts. I'm going to grab the Columbia one since these are branded and have a high retail price at $89. It's also like a nice modern style polo. I'm going to put back all of these Coliseum ones. If they were cheaper, you know, if they're $1 or $2, I think I can make that work, but it would be a long tail item for sure, even at $1 or $2. But at $5, I'm going to pass on those. I'm going to get the Columbia, and then there was an Under Armour, no, Adidas in here. So I'll get the Adidas since we have a brand to rely on, and we have some proven sales history of Adidas and Under Armour. So I think that Columbia will fall into that same sort of price category. So that's it. I'm going to go and sort through these and get to lunch. Look at all those, and that's only like a third of them. I'm also putting back this Columbia one here that didn't have the tag, and it just had the hang tag itself, the little plastic thingy. So this is what we're left with for all of that Delaware stuff. I mean, we must have seen 40 some odd pieces, 50 pieces, and I'm gonna grab 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that one Adidas and the rest being Columbia. A couple other pieces here. I had to put a couple shirts back, but we got 3 more here. So what's that, 8? Got 11 pieces. I was probably in here for like 25 minutes until the lunch bell. So let's go cash out. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I got 11 items. I spent a grand total of $59. I think that puts us somewhere around 40 items for the trip. I'll put the total and the amount spent right there on the screen now. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'd love to have you come back for the next one. And if you want to see the last one, I put that up on the screen right there. I did a travel to thrift video to Charlotte, North Carolina just last week and got, 10 thrift stores, and I think I got over 100 items. So check out that video. I also linked a video that shows us the exact step-by-step listing process for how we list all this stuff on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And we do it nice and quick too. We'll see you for the next one. Peace.